So you know how some people get a summer job at like a movie theater or a restaurant or a laser tag or a strip club or putt putt? Well, I worked at a summer camp for 9 weeks in the heat with all girls. I'd say as far as bad days at work go, I think my first week takes the cake. So it's about 10 o'clock at night, and me and three other counselors get back to our campsite with roughly 30 girls in tow, and we have to get them in bed. Now we all tell them, go get ready for bed. Like, put your pajamas on, brush your teeth, brush your hair, get in bed, go to sleep. Not a difficult task, mind you. So, having done that, all the counselors go up to the lodge, the basically what is the counselor headquarters for that week. Almost immediately, these little girls come up to us in their pajamas and their slippers, and it's cute, but they're crying. And I was ready for them tonight. The past 2 nights, they had come up to the lodge crying about how there were bugs in their cabin. Like, that's so interesting, kids, how there are bugs in nature. But I'm a good counselor. I am a good counselor. So I grabbed the broomstick of bravery. Wait, I have a question. What's the broomstick of bravery? It's a regular broom. So I'm ready. I'm going. I got the broom. I'm going to their cabin. And I'm ready for these bugs, okay? We get about 5 feet away, and they sit on rocks. I said, no, what do you think you're doing?
We were just gonna wait out here until you finish cleaning the bugs.
But I keep my cool. I don't blow up at them. I just tell them, get in the cabin. So we are finally in the cabin. They show me where the bugs are. I start sweeping down this giant throbbing ball of bug legs. Then I had a brilliant idea. I thought, what if we all held this broomstick together at the same time? Like, you know how like parents will hold the bicycle for kids so they feel confident? You know, it works until the kids look back and they see that their parents let go and all trust that they have in the world is shattered, and then they fall off the fucking bike and never get back on. I never learned how to ride a bike. It's working. All 4 of us, we have the broom in our hand, and we're sweeping the bugs together, and it's great. It's a teamwork thing, and they are learning, and I am proud of them. And then I let go of the broom, and they panic. They drop the broom, they run to the other side of the room, and now they are crying on the other side of the room, and I freak out, because I thought it was going well. Then one girl, sweet kid, starts having an actual panic attack, which leads to an asthma attack, which leads to a panic attack on my part because her inhaler is down in the lodge. Now I start putting her shoes on so that I can take her down to the lodge and get her in her inhaler so that she doesn't, die and stuff. Cue the knock on the door. Now the knock on the door were these twins who also hated the bugs, but I had an emergency to deal with, so I told them to go back to their cabin and I would be there as soon as possible. They wouldn't leave. I have a girl having an asthma attack standing right next to me, and they are demanding that I go to their cabin so I can sing them to sleep. So I tell the twins that I will be there as soon as I possibly can. I take the asthma girl and a buddy down to the lodge so I can get her inhaler. Almost immediately after I hand this girl her inhaler, another girl comes up and says, I have a headache. Now this was one of our girls that everything gave her a headache. Breathing gave her a headache. Eating gave her a headache. Sitting in the grass gave her a headache. The wind gave her a headache. This time, it was her bug bites that were giving her a headache. And I said, did you put on bug spray? And she said, no. And I said, why? And she said, because it smells bad. So I figure, you know what? This is just for attention. I'm not dealing with this right now. I take her back to her cabin, I put her in bed, and I shut the door. I go back down to the lodge. Now I get back down to the lodge thinking, oh, I'm about to have a break. It's gonna be a break. I get a break now. No! I sit down and 2 seconds, not even 2 seconds after I sit down, the girl with the asthma attack comes up to me and says, okay, I'm ready to go back to my cabin. Okay, this is fine. It's fine. I'm fine. It's fine. So I start taking them back to their cabin. I asked them if they want me to sling them to sleep, and they say yes. I realize one still has her shoes and clothes on. So I step outside. I wait for her to change into pajamas for about 5 minutes. Figure that's enough time. I asked, are you done? And she said, no. Now I realize about now that I have to pee so bad. And I don't have a flashlight. So their cabin is up on this giant hill, and I am now trying to stumble down to the bathroom in the pitch black of the night, trying not to pee myself. So I finally get there. I get in the latrine, I bust in, and I realize this is not how I pictured my first week of summer. So I pull up my cold underwear, and I cry a little bit on the inside, and I go up back to cabin 9 to sing them to sleep because I'm a good counselor. Nothing made me happier that night than realizing that they were already asleep when I got back up to their cabin, so I head down to the lodge. By the sound of the rest of the campsite, everybody else except for the counselors was asleep. And I think, at last, I can sit down. Because I looked at the clock, and I realized I'd been on my feet for 2.5 hours. So it's about 12:30 now, and I am dead tired. And I go into the lodge, and I think it's done. It's over. They are down, they are asleep, it is over for the night. Then the door opens. You remember the headache girl from earlier, the one with the bug bites? Well, her cabin mates come in, and they say she has been crying since I left because her head still hurts. So I figure maybe it's at this point because it has been such a long day, because that's why my head hurt at that point, so I figured maybe it was for her too. I get up to her cabin, and she still has jeans on, and a long sleeve shirt, and heavy sneakers. And I said, that's why you're hot. I tell her I will go down and get her an ice pack, and then come up and she will have pajamas on, and she will go to bed. So it takes me 2 minutes to go and get this ice pack, and then I come up, and she's in her pajamas, and then she starts doing this little two-step thing. Like, you know, that thing that kids do whenever they really gotta pee. This thing. That thing. So I think at this point, okay, you are stalling to go to sleep, and I don't know why. Sleep is beautiful. I just want to sleep. Kid, please let me sleep. And she starts telling me, no, I actually do have to go to the bathroom. And while she says that, she forgets to do her little two-step thing. And you see the look on her face. She realizes, I forgot to do my little two-step thing. Oh no, now she has me caught. So I finally get her to lay down in her bed and get her to go to sleep. And it's over. It is done for the night. That is it. I am going to bed. So I finally get to lay down on my own bed and just think about the evening. And I realize, if I can survive all of that, I can survive anything any of these kids have to throw at me. And I did.